Hola, estudiantes. We're in Unit 3, and today we're going to talk about ER and IR verbs. So hopefully you have already picked up your vocab page that is in the front, and I want you to complete the English side of the verbs that are on this page. First, we're going to do ER verbs. Remember that I told you that there are three classifications of verbs in Spanish. There are AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. And the ones in this first section on your vocab page are ER verbs. So I just want you to fill in the English as we go through these verbs. Aprender, aprender, to learn. Remember that the verbs in this form are called the infinitive forms, and in Spanish they end in an R, and in English you need to put the word to in front of them. Aprender, to learn. Beber, to drink. Beber. Comer, comer, to eat. Comprender, comprender, to understand. Looks a little bit like our word comprehend. Comprender. Correr, correr, to run. Creer, creer en, to believe in. Creer en. Leer, leer, to read. So here are the IR verbs that are on your list now. All of these end in an IR. Abrir, abrir, to open. Asistir, asistir, to attend. Compartir, compartir, to share. Decidir, decidir, to decide. Describir, describir, to describe. Escribir, escribir, to write. Recibir, recibir, to receive. Vivir, vivir, to live. So I told you that there are three classifications of verbs: AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. And each one of these classifications has a different set of endings. So let's look at the endings for ER verbs, and those are already on your vocab page that you have in front of you. For yo, if it's an ER verb, the ending is o, just like it was for AR verbs. For tú, the ending is es. For usted, él, or ella, the ending is e. For nosotros, hemos. And for ustedes, ellos, and ellas, en. So the endings are o, es, e, hemos, en. And remember, you always have to take off the er at the end of the verb before you add these endings. If it's an IR verb and your subject is yo, the ending will be o. For tú, es. For usted, él, and ella, e. You might notice that they're exactly the same as they were for the IR verb endings, except for this one, nosotros, hemos. For ustedes, ellos, and ellas, en. Let's do just a little bit of practice and do this practice just with me before you go to the practice that is at the bottom of your vocab page. So if your subject is tú and your verb is vivir, look at your chart and you'll see that the ending should be es. So you would have vives. You live. If your subject is ella and the verb is comer, look at the endings for er. Ella, the ending is e, so the verb form would be come. She eats. If your subject is nosotros and your verb is aprender, it's an ER verb. So you look at the chart for ER verbs and you see that the ending for nosotros is hemos. So you have aprendemos. We learn. If your subject is ellos and your verb is correr, you would choose the ending en. Ellos corren. They run. Ellos corren. If your subject is yo and the verb is escribir, you look at your endings for IR verbs and you see that the ending is o, so you have yo escribo. I write. And if your subject is mi amigo y yo and your verb is asistir, remember mi amigo y yo is plural. You're looking at the endings for IR verbs. If you have yo plus someone else, you go across to the plural side, you use the ending for nosotros, so it would be asistimos, asistimos. My friend and I attend. If my subject is Miguel y Ana, that's a plural subject as well. It's an ER verb. Miguel y Ana is most like ellos, so you would use the ending en, comprenden. Miguel and Ana understand. So the verb endings are new endings for you. They're ER verb endings and IR verb endings. You'll need to memorize these so that you can use them whenever you need to, when you're writing or when you're speaking. Now, I'd like for you to finish the bottom sentences on the bottom of your vocab page. Adios.